If you aren't familiar with Kirby lore, fix that. Watch a video on it. I promise it'll be worth it. Now, those of you who are familiar with it probably know all about it. The highlight, of course, being the fact that Kirby is actually void. Or is he? Some Kirby fans have come up with another hypothesis, that being that instead of Kirby and Void Termina having the same origin, Void grew to mimic Kirby. And these fans are adamant that this is the correct interpretation. Well, I have come to finally settle this once and for all by looking at the evidence and seeing which outcome it supports. First, let's look at the evidence that says Kirby is void. For one, Void Termina copies Kirby's face, and Void Termina's roar is a distorted version of Kirby's voice, which could be hinting at them having similar origins. Void Termina's theme also contains green greens, which could also be hinting at that. One of Void Termina's Pokédex entries says that it could take the form of a benevolent being, and another one draws parallels to Kirby. This all sounds like pretty compelling evidence. But before we make a conclusion, we have to look at the evidence that says Void Termina is mimicking Kirby. First of all, Void Termina copies Kirby's face, and its roar is a distorted version of Kirby's voice, which alludes to it mimicking Kirby. Void Termina's theme also contains green greens, which could symbolize Kirby's effect on it. One of Void Termina's pause screen descriptions says it can take the form of a benevolent being if it comes across positive emotion, which could happen because of Kirby. And another describes the form it could take, drawing parallels to Kirby. Now, while I was stating the evidence, did you notice anything? If not, well, don't worry. I have made a helpful Venn diagram of the evidence. That's right. It's a circle. There is no correct answer to whether or not Kirby is void. Both options are equally valid because both options have the same evidence. The correct answer is whatever you believe it to be. I get so frustrated every time I hear someone say that the Kirby is void theory is wrong, because there is no right or wrong answer. Hell doesn't make answers, they make questions. Think about Mennonite's true identity, or what Morphodite being in Forgotten Land means for Galactonite. These are questions that Hal has refused to answer. In regards to the Mennonite one, Hal hasn't answered that question in 30 years. Because the one who's supposed to answer is the player. Ultimately, whether or not Kirby is void is up to you to decide.